Christmas is couple of weeks away and I realized that I haven't made any DIY videos for the Christmas and this is gonna be the first, a Christmas tree ornament. It's a really simple one and you can just hand sew the entire thing. I have used red, green and white colors and now let's see what do we need to make one. You're gonna need a pair of scissors, some fiber fill, pins and needle, felt fabric in 2 colors. I've got red and green for Christmas, red and white DMC embroidery threads, template for the ornament, and if you're planning to hang the ornament, you'll need 10 inches long jute or twine cord. First cut the paper pattern for the ornament. This simple pattern only has 2 parts, one circle and one tree shape. It's free download and you'll find the link in the description below. As we got both pieces ready, let's cut the fabric. Place the circle template on the felt fabric and use pins to hold it. You can now cut around it. I have selected the red color felt for this part, but the selection of colors is completely up to you. Remove the pin and as mentioned in the template, you will need 2 from the circle. Once you are done with the 2 circles, let's move to the tree shape. I have selected this olive green felt fabric for that and you'll only need a small fabric piece for this. Pin and place the template to the fabric. If you have a fabric marking pen, you can draw around it and then cut the fabric. You can also just cut around it while the pin is in place like this. Choose more comfortable option for you. Be a little patient when you are cutting these small triangular pieces. Finally, remove the pin. Now we have all the pieces ready and let's start sewing. Thread your needle and make a knot at the end. Take one of the circle pieces and place the tree shape on top of it. I'm placing it at the center of the circle like this. Coming from the back of the fabric, start to sew the tree to the circle using the back stitch. If you don't know how to do the back stitch, make sure to check out our tutorial on the back stitch as well. I'm using 2 strands and it's a red color thread to stand out. If you want a more neutral ornament, use the same olive green color thread as the tree shape. You can sew it while holding it like this, or you can use a pin to hold it for a period of time. Go all the way around until you reach the starting point. Making small stitch lengths will help you to maintain the shape of the tree. You can remove the pin when you are halfway through the stitching and continue till you reach the starting point. End your stitch by making a couple of knots at the back of the fabric. Trim the thread. After sewing the tree in the middle, now we have 3 free spaces. I'm thinking of filling those spaces with simple star shapes. You can mark 3 points on each space using a fabric marking pen like this, or you can even randomly mark some points to sew stars. I have marked 3 points for each space. Thread your needle with a white color thread to stand out and make a knot at the end. Let's start at one of the points. Considering that point as the midpoint, make a small vertical stitch. Then make a horizontal stitch to cross the previous one in the middle. To keep the star shape, make a straight stitch diagonally at one side. And then another straight stitch diagonally to the other side. It's like the arrows in a compass, and I made all the stitches similar in size. If you would like, you can do changes as you prefer. If you feel more comfortable by drawing the star shape first, you can do that too. Use a fabric marking pen for that and then do the stitching on top of the marked lines. Now continue to sew stars on all those marked points. This is a very simple thing, but it will give a nice final look to our ornament. You can also make a whole bunch of stars to fill the entire space. End the stitch by making a couple of knots at the back of the fabric. Trim the thread. This is how it looks with all the stars shining. Everything is done, and now we can assemble our ornament. But before that, fold the jute cord in half and make a knot using the two ends. Keep it strong and tight. Place the decorated circle on top of the other circle. Thread your needle and make a knot at the end. I'm using 2 strands here. Start in between the 2 layers and come through one fabric layer. That way you can hide away the knot nicely. It's the blanket stitch all the way around, and if you don't know how to do the blanket stitch, I'll leave the link in the description. You have to remember that we need to attach the jute cord at the top, so don't start your stitching at the very top. When you are reaching the top part, place and hold the jute cord in between the two layers like this. Spread the two cords a little bit apart and make a stitch enclosing the first jute cord. Then continue the stitching at the middle. When the mid part is done, make a stitch enclosing the second jute cord. As you can see, the cord is secure now. Continue the stitching. When you reach about 3/4 of the way, you can start stuffing using the fiber fill. Start with a little fiber fill at a time, and you can also use something like a wooden rod to reach the far ends. Since this is not a narrow space, you might not need one. You can stuff as lightly or tightly as you prefer. It's totally up to you. Keep sewing and filling until you think it's enough. We are going to end the blanket stitch by making a knot. Insert the needle in between the two layers and come through only one. Trim the thread at the end. With that done, we got ourselves a cute little Christmas ornament. You can make your own ornaments or you can make ones as gift for this Christmas. Hope you have enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you for watching and I'll join you in the next one.